Hi friend, today I want to share the new pieces in from Sezane. I used to do Sezane reviews all the time, like every single season release I would review. And some of you have been missing them and writing me about how you miss them. So I'm really excited to be able to share the pieces that are from their latest release that I just feel are the strongest for my collection. I'm actually working with Sezane today, which is really amazing, and some of these pieces they sent me by what I requested, and some of them I purchased myself. So I have quite a few to run through today, so let's get started. Before I get into all of these, I wanted to quickly mention the sweater that I'm wearing today. I wore it in one of my later videos and also on my Instagram stories, and a lot of people asked, what is this sweater that you're wearing? So I will link it down below in the description. I'm pretty sure all of the sizes are still available. It was such a big hit that I had to mention it. The first one I want to mention is this AMOUR sweatshirt. It says AMOUR Cafe Creme on the front, and while I'm usually not one to add a bunch of graphic or things that say things on the front of my tees or sweatshirts, I really did like this one because even though it's a loud font and color, it sort of fades away because of the stripe detail. With that said, I also really like that it has the raglan sleeve on the front and the back, and that just makes it feel a little bit less boxy and more like something that is oversized. It is a warmer sweatshirt, so just know that and wear it on times where you do want to be a little bit more cozy. This next shirt is the Tomboy shirt, which has a really lovely texture to it, not only on the dot detail, but the material itself is a very raw looking material. And then it is embroidered with these dots. It's not printed. So it has that rough detail of having the trimmed fabric or thread that is on each dot. And so it looks more just lived in, and it feels a little bit more unique than something that would just be a printed dot shirt. So there's a lot of details that go into this, which is why I always reach for Sezane, is their attention to detail. But at the same time, it feels like there's not a loss for having something that's a regular shirt that you need for a dress shirt, like for work or anything like that. So it is a little bit more summery in the feeling and the vibe of it, and I love that dot detail. It's very unique anytime that I can find something that, you know, is beyond just that print. In stark contrast to the masculine tomboy shirt before, this is so feminine. It has 3 different floral prints on it and so many ruffles. It has this beautiful high collared neck, and you can leave that open or button it up to the top. And while I was a little bit skittish about the cooler tones to the floral print, I think that it warms it up quite well because it has this ivory tone beneath it that lives just in a much more warmer breadth than if it was, you know, completely bright white underneath. So I think it would work really well for different complexions, and when I wear it, I feel like I can either, you know, wear it with something that's very casual on bottom, or I could just be completely feminine that day if I want to. And I love to be able to just work with the sleeves in different ways, whether that is, you know, leaving it down low, or else, you know, you can bunch them up as well. The next item I tried was the TYSON shorts. I love the Sezane shorts because they are very high-waisted and they usually tie at the front like this one does, although this is really just a detail compared to how it is something that you zip up on the side. So that zipper is almost like you can't even tell that it's there. Instead of having anything in the front that might add a little bulk there, you've got that on the side. And the other great thing is that there are pleats, but it doesn't feel like something that adds any bulk there either. It's very tightly sewn to the front. And so this is a really flattering short, and I'm very happy with it. It feels like with this material, it's not quite a denim as much as it's like a chambray, which is a little bit more formal than a denim short. For a more summery top, this is the LINETTE top, and while it might be sleeveless, it is a very classy one because it is a square neckline, which is very unusual for having something that's sleeveless. And I also really did appreciate the fact that it has this little tiny floral detail on this, similar to the top before that was very floral and feminine. This one is as well, only the cut is much more geometric. So it feels a bit more more retro inspired to me. When I wear it, I do feel like it has this like 60s vibe, but still with that French class that I feel like I got it from an amazing thrifted store in France. So that is so lovely. It has an ivory note below it as well, and then the flowers on it are both blue and this like magenta, violet, purple color. So yeah, I think that this will be wonderful to wear with different colors too, not only with blue jeans, but with other colors that you want to explore on bottom as well would be great. If you've watched my channel for long, you'll know that I love that mix between merino wool and cotton for this time of year, because merino wool, it does not attract any odors that currently exist with summertime, but then at the same time, it doesn't make you too warm. It's a very breathable and cooling material. So this is lovely if you're looking for a summer sweater for cooler nights or cooler mornings, or if you live somewhere that's not, 100 degrees. This is a wonderful option, and I really like the ribbed texture underneath the stripe. So you have that rib texture moving one way, and then you have the stripe moving another. This is also a very warm ivory tone under here. It doesn't look like anything that is on the yellow side. It looks a little bit more on the blush side, almost like a beige. And then for the stripe, this is a very, I think it's technically black, but it looks very navy to me as well. So you could play with either version and see what you feel looks the best. And then it's got these adorable buttons on the front closure. I feel like the V neckline is amazing. I haven't seen a V neckline on a sweater this good in quite a while. And I really like that the detail of the buttons is this like tortoiseshell, multicolored note there. And ultimately, I really like Sezane's quality of buttons. That is like the #1 thing that is, I think, the most unique feature of this brand. I also thought that the scalloped detail on the sleeves is really beautiful, and again, attention to detail on that is not missed. For a bare shoulders look, I tried the FANELIE top. I think that's how you pronounce it. And so you can pull these up and wear them more like a regular short sleeve, or you can just let them be down and it looks very feminine and flirty. It would be wonderful if you're gonna have like drinks one night and wear this. I feel like it would be so perfect. It still has so much class to it. While it might be dainty, while there's details of it that are very like girly, it is not womanly, and I do feel like it's so classy. Like, you don't lose any class with it. Again, it has these little tiny dots on it like I've had in some of my patterns before, but this is all about this cinched drapey material that really lays beautifully on your body. So great for date nights or anything like that. I would say that you could even wear it for a brunch. I did want to try one dress this summer from Sezane, and I went with the LEANA dress. I loved the fact that it's this beautiful denim and that it still had lots of like airy, billowy details on the bottom, so I didn't feel too warm in it either. This is so beautiful and perfect. I can't wait to walk in the park with it or go shopping. It is beautiful in the way that it has this like defined waist right here, but it still isn't very tight. It's not body contouring. It's loose and sophisticated in that way. You can button it all the way to the top or leave some of it open. Same with the bottom, because these snaps just make it very versatile in the way that you can style it. It has snaps on the sleeves as well, so I like to roll those up for these warmer days, and I can definitely see myself wearing this into early fall, just because when it does get a little bit cooler, I still will be wanting something that is beautifully billowy like this for those fall days, and then having a little bit added warmth there. But this is going to be great because I feel like denim is such a good material for the look and nostalgia of summer, and I still want to hang on to that. For a very lightweight and beautiful sweater, this one is a gorgeous choice. It has a little surprise detail in the back with this lace and buttons, and I feel like that is such a gorgeous look because I do like an open back look in summertime, and so if I want to wear my hair down or up, this will be a great option with that little surprise. And I do like the neckline of this. Again, having that beautiful V-neck with a sweater this time of year is wonderful, and I also also just love the fact that you can wear this on a date night. Again, with a brunch would be great, or in an office maybe if your dress code is okay with that. And you can layer with this with either a cami or nippies, but you don't have to either. I think that it's a beautiful date night sweater in that way too. So you can hike up the sleeves again with this one. It feels just so incredibly beautiful. It made me think, if I were to get married today, I would wear something that is beautifully lacy and drapey for my bridal gown. And so this might be a great option if you are in the process of getting married and you want something to wear to look forward to it. For a tighter look in summertime for this sweater, this is the ADELIE top, and it's made with incredibly traceable and responsible viscose. So you can look at the details on that, which was really interesting for me to learn about. Some tips with this: size up if you want a looser look. I went with the extra small, and so that is a much tighter look, and you can sort of play with the buttons if you want to. And a note about the buttons: it was easier for me to put this on while all the buttons were closed because it's such a stretchable material, and then it was just a lot easier that way. It also is so incredibly soft. Like, I am surprised by how soft this is compared to what I would think this material feels like. And then of course it's very flattering as far as the figure here, because the chest is just right there, and then it cinches and creates this very much more like contouring look on the bottom. So you have almost this scalloped appearance in a detail, not only with the cinching but also with the embroidery here. It looks very like it's all moving in one direction, and then it's repeated with the scalloped along the neckline here and the sleeves. So amazing attention to detail with this one. Not uncommon for Sezane. Very beautiful as far as having a black sweater too. I feel like it has a little bit more of that date night appearance. One of the staples at Sezane is this Gaspard jumper. They sell it for, I feel like, all year long, and what is wonderful about it is that it can be worn very loosely, but now it comes in an extra small, so that's what I'm trying today in this vintage blue, which goes great for denim this time of year. And it would also work really well if you are like working in a cold office and you just absolutely need a cardigan to throw on over. This would be wonderful. I also love that the buttons on this are iridescent, almost like mother of pearl, and they just create a very beautiful color contrast between that and the color of the sweater. So this is great if you want more of a drapey look, something that you can wear open and show a little bit of collarbone or a necklace underneath. That would be lovely. You might remember the Tomboy shirt from before with the dots. Well, that's the same shirt as this, only in a different pattern, and I also got it in a size 32, so I sized down one size on that. There is a juxtaposition with this. You've got the tomboy look of the shirt. It's called the tomboy shirt, but then it has this beautiful feminine floral detail on here. It's wonderful for styles that are Western. I also think it would be great for having that like masculine feminine balance. And then also I feel like it could be a bit bohemian even in the way that you wear it. Could be, and then just very beautifully feminine and chic. So that's sort of where this lives. I think that the details of the flowers have a little bit of a shimmer to them, which is a nice look because it sort of bounces off the fabric since they are embroidered and not printed. And yeah, I think that ultimately this is something that could be very feminine, and you could either go all feminine with the rest of your outfit, or you could lean into that masculine cut and wear it with a little bit more of a masculine piece. For a more coastal feel, this sweater would be absolutely perfect. It reminded me when I put it on of shots where I remember in The Great Gatsby where he had just amazing sweaters and would be, you know, relaxing in his house and sort of having his arms crossed. It sort of painted a picture for me of what I felt like when wearing this. And it is beautiful, I think, because it's got that organic cotton that is very breathable for this time of year, and yet it still is more of a heavyweight material. It isn't something that is, you know, sort of just barely laying on you. It feels like there's a presence there in the feeling of it. And then you've got the stripes on there and the raglan sleeves, and then the little small buttons that almost look wooden, but they're more of a tortoise shell button there. And having them in small buttons, I think, really helps this not to be an overwhelming sweater. So I really liked it because I could cinch up the sleeves. It's got a slight puff sleeve to it, but it really just feels something that is drapey because of the material itself. So that organic cotton feels lovely on your skin this time of year, and it would be wonderful if you're looking for something to throw on if it does get a little bit breezy or chilly. I wanted to also mention a couple of shoes that I've worn throughout this video. I really love these new Dakota clogs that they sent me. And what's great about them is just how beautifully intricate and handmade each piece is. It also feels very soft, like the suede on here and the lining inside feels just buttery soft. I also loved the color of this because it is more on the gray side and it's got a slight like beige note to it, so I can wear it either with things that are creams and ivories, or else I could wear them with more blue tones, and it will complement either one for summertime. These little hammered brass details here along the edges are wonderful, and this is my sort of cup of tea when it comes to summertime shoes, something that looks casual and yet not lost on sophistication. The second pair of shoes that I wanted to add to my closet was this navy boot. I feel like late summer and early fall, I'm looking for navy pieces to add to my wardrobe. I feel like it's such a perfect color for this time of year because it so effortlessly moves into fall, and yet it is still very summery compared to a true black. I also liked that this came in a lizard print, so these boots are absolutely amazing. I also noticed that from past experience, this one has a deeper lace line. It starts way more like toward the toe and moves upward, which I feel could be a very like gothic note in the best way. I feel like it just has an old time feeling even more so. So as an old soul, I just really appreciated that, and also wanting quality. Noticing little details like how they add a YKK zipper there on the side so that it's easy to put on and off, and also the YKK is so known for being a quality zipper manufacturer that I know that I'm gonna have these for years. I really do collect Sezane boots. I feel like they are such a staple, and in the past, whenever people have written me about shoes, I have been like, oh, I wish I didn't skip on these pairs of shoes from Sezane, because once that they're here, they might still continue, but they might not, and then that style is gone forever. So I definitely would not miss out on this opportunity. And then I would say that the heel looks like it's about 2 inches, which is not bad for a shoe like this. If you like this sort of video, then be sure to check out the unboxing video I did recently. And also I want to say thank you to Sezane for sponsoring this video, for gifting some of these pieces, and I'm just really excited to work together in the future too, potentially. So if you do like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, because that'll let me know that you like this. And then also I'd love to hear in the comments about which one of these pieces was your favorite, or that you're eyeing, or that you're just thinking about adding to your cart or giving to a friend. This is just one of my favorite brands, and I will continue to support them for quite a while. And with that said, I will see you in the next video. Bye.